Hello. Hello, can you hear me now? Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me? I need your response. Okay. Crespin, are you there? The basic website. Before we start talking about the terminology of React. React has terminologies that we are going to look at. But let's use what we have presently to build a basic website first.
Recording is on.
So what I want to add there now. So and I said in that class we said the SROC is where you do most of your work. So let's call it a sidebar, capital letter sidebar.js. So the first email we will write here, we have to import. All right, this quotation that I see here, it's not compulsory. It must be capital letter. It must be small letter. I mean from React. From React should be small letter, but that code they are seeing there, it means that it's a string. Our component const. So we are going to call our component sidebar. Sorry, capital letter. That was always finalizer. It must be capital letter equals to. So we said this is in arrow words, arrow component. That's my curly brace here now. So we said also you have to return something. So I'm returning a GXS, a div. So now, okay, that I have, I'm going to have my image inside first. So I'm going to have something like this. So remember, the next we have to get is the something like home, something like home inside. So this particular div having something like buy, or yeah, bias, let's say bias. Then we have to have, I will duplicate this one several times, users. Then we have what, products. So I just want to use to show you how to create something like a sidebar. So the next thing we said we'll pass here, we have to export this particular word component, export default side words, sidebar. And we have to import it here. So I'm going to say import sidebar. Let me use it to full spelling. Import sidebar from sidebar. So I'll place it after the header. So put my sidebar here. So if I save this now, my sidebar will actually appear, but you know that this one is already a position word. This one is already having a position fixed. So it means that this one will always come on top, but we can use our CSS way to actually overwrite it. So I'm going to say import. You can see my stuff inside there. Import styles dot sound can't resolve style. Supposed to be styles. I hope you guys are with me. This one, I'm going to give this one a class name of sidebar. Links everywhere should also be here. Problem. Alright, so I've given my classes. Now we'll do on the background, I'll call that background. The also make the background color to look like this one. Yeah, the background color should be aqua. Make it towards aqua. And then the text color is okay. Then so the next thing I'm going to pass here again, the bottom to be 0 there, the top to be 55 pixels.
Yes, sir.
Alright, the bottom to be 0, the top to be 55 watts pixels, then the left coming from is 0, the top is what is 55 pixels, the edge of the browser, then sidebar, top 0, top 0. Let me see, it's like this left. Oh, I gave it a height, right? So I'm going to give it a width of let's say 77 pixels, something like 85 pixels. Alright, so this is what I call the links. I'm going to call the links class also. This one, first of all, let me give this one something like and I want to bring in, I want to also display a picture here, kind of. So that picture that I want to display here, pick some picture from our YouTube clone website we built. Then is this still here? Yes, icons. So let me bring some icons here. Home, originals. I will need some, let's say I want to get something like YouTube music, home, explore, then what's React. So it has to be here. It has to be inside this particular file. Paste it there. So you can see this is my image I'm trying to bring into my browser. Then the next thing I'm going to do now is import img1. Let's say, should I call it T1 from images, right, into images. Then the next thing I have to pass here, home. So this is what I want to use there. Then the next one I have to bring in is 2 3. Let's call this one originals. Why this last one should be explore. Then I want to have what's exploit. So the first thing first, let me first of all make this picture to appear. So this one I have to put my curly brace. That will be T1. So what's going on? T1. Okay, so my image up here. So the other image I want to also pass, this one now will become curly brace. So I have something like this. I'll go back to my style. Inside the container called sidebar. So I can just a display of flare like this. So the flare direction column. So everything will come at the center. And then let's just use align items. Let's align it. So we have it like this. Then I don't want to put space between. Let's just use column gap to get that. Gap 30 pixels. Column gap. Okay. Or should I give it something like row gap in between each of the container. Or let me use gap. Okay, so I have this like this. I think I'm okay. There's no need of bringing links here. So if you check, next that I want to do is I want to get another session here, and even this picture self is looking somehow to me. It is just a basic website with React. Then inside this body I want to have something like can I bring in more text? Let me bring in more text here, so that so react.div. Let me see if I can just bring in something like this here. So we have to go back to the body. We have to go back to the body. Text here. Okay, so now I noticed something about, see the way it's appearing. It's not actually appearing nice to me, because this one is actually fixed. So what I would do to correct that is this image inside this body, this image here, image cover. So what do we give to the image cover? We gave the image cover, from what I'm seeing here, a width of this. All right, that's actually why it's, this one was given, okay, this one was not given a class at all. So let's give this one a class. Then I will now convert it to hero words, let's say hero word text. That's the class name. So I'll come back here, I'll call the hero text. So I'll give it a flex of, because it's already a flex, I'll give this one a flex of 1. Alright, so when I give it a flex of 1, it will be flexible. It will what? Look at it now. For 2, we give this image a flex, the container this image is placed, a flex of 1, so that we see the difference. See, put this one. Let's give it a class name, of problem. Let's give it a class name of cover. So I'll copy this this thing here. I'll come inside here, dots. So this one will be a flex of 2. This one will be a flex, so that it will be flexible, the shape of wherever it is, what I now have now. So at least when I minimize it, it will still be okay. Everything will be what? To be flexible. Alright, then this call it max shrink of, let's say 300, should not exceed it. Max shrink of 300 pixels. This one was not closed, that's why. So yeah, max, I have max width, flex shrink. So flex shrink of 300 pixels. It will not be small again. So this is what I have. Alright, so now let's say this session is okay by me like this. Okay, okay, so let's say be flex of 2. Alright, flex. Hello, please, I need somebody to speak. Oh, hello, hello. Can you hear me? What happened to promise? The session here, I'll just multiply it. Then probably today I'll also look at React, what we call the React hook. Okay, like use effect, use state, use reducer, and use form. And so I have to go back to the body. So this body that I'm having here, this text is much. So I have to create another container here. So this one, or okay, let me create another container here called a div. I'll pass a div here. So this one, I'll give this one a class of session. I'll give this one a class of what? Of session. Then inside this class of session, I want to have three, just like a grid layout, a div, a div. So this one should be something like one. So this one I'm going to have h1 inside. Inside this h1, I will be having something like a React hook. React hook. Okay, we have a paragraph of React hook. So let me see if I can get some of the explanation of React hook from here that I can quickly use. Just putting content. This one should be quick start since I don't have. Then inside this paragraph here, I'm going to be having is a promise back. I'll put this one into one place.
No.
Okay. Alright, so for the second container now, remember this one now. This one is the one covering them. I said I want to have three. I want to create something like a grid, two. Then this is the third one. Then this other one, I'm going to say creating the content. I'm going to pass here, creating a nesting component. Then the right up inside will be this. Inside the paragraph will be this. Boop, boop. Then the last one, describing, maybe just one should be set up. And then the right up on that setup, you can also use dummy text, so like that Lorraine Ipsins, you can use it. So let me on it. I'm going to put this one out of that session. Put it out of that session. This one should be on its own. My program. Now remember we said in our explanation, we said this thing's supposed to be wrapped inside a container. So I can have a session, another one. You can use your shortcuts, which is a curly brace open, sorry, less than. Then I'll come to the last part here. I'll close my word less than and greater than. So my program is back, but this is part of what we are working on now. Then we said that all right, we want to make it what a grid. That will now set our layouts, how we want it to look like. So remember, I have to call this my class of what session. So I'll go to my style. So the first thing I will do, I'll first of all move it away from here, call the class, then I'll give it a margin left so that I will have it outside. I'll give it a space from inside the I'm going to turn it to a display of grid, so we say the property is called grid template words, column, one is what, one F arrow. So if you save this, you can see that this is the arrangement they gave you. Then the gap between them, let's call it a column gap. The column gap, I'm going to give this, let's say the column gap, I'm giving it 20 words pixels. Okay, then I think 20 pixels is okay. The 20 pixels is okay. Yeah, let's see how it look like on. Then I want you to add another session for me. Why I go for the topic of today? Why I go for the React? Any question concerning what we have done there? Tosin, you are welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, please. Oh, question. Crespin. Okay, so this is where I already create other session, but I want you guys to do it. My site 5 pixels. What was the height of this header? This nav bar, we gave it 55 pixels also. Let me give it something like 50 pixels.
You declared top twice in that sidebar.
Okay.
There is top 50 pieces now and then top 55 pieces after bottom.
Thank you. Okay, better. So the
It goes back. Lesson.
oh, I know why it's the bottom is zero, Harry. The side scrolling, but it's fine like this. This top, instead of 55 pixels, you can just pass zero there. So even when you are scrolling, you will not see something other session on your own. But let's really look at the first terminology in React called use state. Please, I believe what we have done here is very understandable. You can bring in all those your effect to Marquee can still you can use your Marquee. So you go to the body.js, the body.js where you created your body.js. Then you can bring in, because Marquee is actually I pass in an element called Marquee. The introduction to React GX. Introduction to React GX. You can see that a moving text is the behavior, so you can also bring your behavior here. So basically the way you write your HTML, this is not actually called HTML, it's called the GXX for those of you that was in that last class. Then the alternates, I gave it alternates. Then so the direction I'm giving it, let's say I want to make it a direction of left. So how you want it to move teeth and what, and come back to the other side. All right, those things are not really working. uh, Behavior, I think this is not the spelling of their behavior. So you can also do your spelling in that our last class, direction left. Alt. Okay, I think he's hitting the wall now. He's hitting it now. So you can see that the left, or before I will leave it, yeah, good, that's what I want to. All right, we said your normal inline styling is for variable, right? Crispin, first one is for variable, the other one is for what, for objects. Let's say you want to color the background, you can, I pass my red there. All right, so everything basically that you are doing um, in your HTML, you can also carry case background. Sorry, background. So this one should background color of aqua, the background color of aqua. So if you save it, The flow where this one is flowing should take a certain background color. It's not giving me color, this one, or let's say blue, or pink. Oh, this is a wrong spelling. Background. All right, is this okay by us? Hello, please unmute your mic if you can hear me. Unmute your mic and say.
Hello, I can hear you.
Tosin, are you good? All right, let's continue. This is where with this class. So let's go to real terminology. First thing first, real terminology, we call it React hook. Why did they call them React hook? Is because you need them to carry out your work. You need them to do whatever you want to carry out in your application. This React hook is a use state. So that's what I want to look at now. How do you make use of use states? We also have use effects. We also have a use reducer. We have a use context. So you bring this thing into your environment. Use state. Remember they said you must use capital letter for your JavaScript file. So let's call it import React. So what kind of React file am I importing? I'm importing comma. I also want to have access to it from use state from what? From my React. From use state from my word. It's my words, my component. So the component name, it can be anything. Const. My remember it's all supposed to be capital words, capital U. So this is going to be equals to round bracket your use state. You have to do action. You have to do the state value, and the other one in your use state is actually what we call the function. So a state and a words and a function declare your words, your function, where you are making use of something like a use state. I'm looking to the official documentation.
Come on, they attend the lecture.
Is it?
I said they attend the lecture. Come water.
Maybe it's like they are going through the video. Are you the video that is not even, sometimes it may not even come up.
They don't get just they did the lecture there.
As in,
Now you know they just get the life. In the
you
lecture, how to treat 2 man,
how to what?
how to treat 2 man. When you look at room above your
Okay,
phone.
okay, Gege, that nonsense guy.
How to that nonsense guy. Hey, wait, they call you nonsense. Jesus. Come water. That nonsense.
He's making
Ah,
one of
200,000 people they view his live. It's true. Go start giving for TikTok. No, you see live. Now because she began her wife, she know they get a bad influence. She's the most side that bunch. Last side that bunch people with the began.
So please let me just round up this with use are called what? Hooks. So the first hook is called use state. The use state is built in hooks provided by React. You can find other built-in hooks in what? Look at it now. This one now, you declare your what? Your hooks. Then you pass a what? The state value. This is what we call the what? The value. Then this is what called the what? The function. So let me just take an example of this. Then trees. So we have declared our React, we have declared our environment. I'm going to initialize it. So like I said, the first one is your value, while the other one is a function. Look at it. If your value, if your state is value, your is let's say check, your function should be what set what check. So if this is count, for instance, this is the value equals to my what, my use state. So my use state now will be having a state value. This parameter that I pass here is the state value. It means that the count presently is what, is at what, 0. Okay, so another thing we also need to know, we said since that is a gxx, now called what, session. This h1 should be giving me record from my value. Okay, then I also want to get something like a button. So this one inside here I'll pass in something like increase. All right, let me duplicate. Then the last one should be called what, decrease. So now let's allow this thing to appear on our browser so that we know what we are doing. So the next thing we said we have to export this, right? So that will be oh, I use user states. Please, let's use use states. The component name is what, is use states. It can be user state too. It's not. All right, I'm going to export this so that I've exported it. I will import it inside my index dot here. I have use state. Import use state from what, from use state. So React is telling me that it's a React webhook imported module. All right, it's not a function. It return a what, a React webhook use states, use states, use state that I have here. Export default use states, use states. Then inside my index.js I have imports use state from. So this is correct. So what's going on? This, where's my use state now? Then I'm importing it here. So because I've called it user state now, that's what is causing this confusion. So imports use state from where, from use states. So where's the error now coming from? All right, so those things should be added down here to the other side of it. So what I will do here now, this is my use state here. I'll give this guy a class, right? A CSS class. This is just a class. It does not mean anything. So I just want to show it. So I'll go to my style. I have to import this guy here again. CSS. Import styles of CSS. So the next thing I'm going to have here, I'll go to my style of CSS. This is my class. A margin left of a space at this other side of 100 pixels. Okay, margin left of 100 pixels. Then I'm also giving it a height, a margin top, so that there will be my items here. Or should I just comment? Let's just comment this out so that we'll see what's actually going on there. In the index.js, all right, Crespo, you are still with me. In the index, use it. Yup. All right, I think it should show now. Okay, it said going to declare before is what is not saying. So I'm supposed to call this one user state. So this one should not be what, user state. So I'll go to the component itself. I call it user state. I call it user. So type error. So you can see that this thing now is picking previous running. So what I need to see, then you press Y. So I will deploy it again. npm start. npm, see what's going to come up now. Alright, there's no error again. What's this now? So user state is not a function. Where did I put user states now? Object user states. It's still seeing this user state. So this. Then I exported this. Export default user states. And I came to my index.jx user state from use states. It's telling me there's an error. Line count is assigned but never used. And this is correct now. User states, use states, const user states. So I wanted to display these states on my browser.
Has stopped.
Okay. Is this component that is rewrite this code again? Let me rewrite this particular code again. Oh, this is where the error comes from. So user state is not defined. So these are not my minor states. So I think this error should be coming from my line 20 in my use states. Be use states. Problem. Alright, I'm in a good shape now. Come back here. This is my style.css use states. So let's say we are using test align words to place it at the words. Where is it now? My use states. I pass in something like this one should be 0. Alright. So what I'm there, what we are saying that it is as a result of the states. Alright, that's how that thing is working. And what we have here, we said the first thing you have to do for your handle click to be increased, this one we increase it by what? I'm going to create a function. Please, yeah. Where's my CSS? So I'm going to create a function inside this my components. This is my work here. So I'm creating a function inside here. Let's say the function name, I'm giving it something like const. Let me use arrow function. Const increase. Const increase. Is anybody something like this here? Is the value. This one is your function, right? This is your value and this is your function. This one is your state value. This one is the function. I remember we've said in the JavaScript, when you are calling a function is called with a bracket open and close in front of what? Alright, I'll call that my count. I will add 1 to it. So I'll add 1 to it. So if I add 1 to it, the on click event and the function name is what? Is increase. You can see it here. You pass your function name inside your bracket. So see what is going to happen if I press this button here. So my state value is 0. As this thing finish refreshing, on click, increase, since should have a bracket, open and close. So what's going on here? I called the function called increase. So why is it not working? Wow, it was this one that was supposed to be looking at. Okay, so let me calm down. Count. My state value here is count. How do I want to curly brace? So this one inside here should be what? Count. So look at what's going to happen now. You can see that all the clicking I've been doing, that's what now appears once. So if I click on this, are you seeing it? Increase. So anytime you click on that, the function name should be decrease. I have bracket open and close. Let's count again, so that it will be -1 from the previous. So we have said that on click is an event. What is an event listener in JavaScript? On click, I'm calling my words my decrease. So D is not defined. Where do I have D? Decrease. Let me collapse this one. Are you seeing it? This one is decreasing. That's a function here. You can set your function. So let's say const arrow function, say something like called what reset. I have my curly brace open. I'll call my function set what counts. So inside this bracket I have here, I will just pass. If I pass 0 here, okay, so on click, then I'm going to call what's the function name is what reset. That's the function name. So reset should be what here. So if you refresh this, increase, reset, decrease, reset. What's his name now? Crespin, Tosin. Hello. Your code. So check it and let me know if there is any question, because I want to give an assignment. Check it and let me know if there's any question.
Hello, sir.
Yes, I'm with you.
So what do you say?
Yes, I said I want to give you assignment from this.
Assignment, sir.
So
I see, but no problem. You can drop the assignment. Oh
Tosin,
God.
Alpha.
Oh my God, go the advance
Not
now.
too fast, sir.
If there's no question, let's call it a day. This is already
No, guys, see, wait, no, wait, see.
8:27.
Okay, see, you
Now,
that like the game,
this
guy.
guy is, you are talking on the
You
background.
don't even need to me, sir. But I see they
Let
do
me
one
even
kind pattern.
mute his mic.
With another guy. Hey, hey, social distancing. Oh, that's what. Can't even my girlfriend. You are stuck with your head.
The assignments I'm going to give you is coming from here. So the assignment is coming. Stop counting, then reset. It turn it back to what, to 0. Then All right, turn the program done on the use state React hook, all right, in class to a stop what stop and reset what button, then carry out a proper css styling in your React what environment. Please, is it so let's call it a day. I'm going to drop the code now. I said when I drop the code React, I can't drop this file local system. The first thing you are expected to first of all run is npm install. The npm install will install this particular heavy file called node module. So when this node module is installed, you can now run npm again. Let's have a nice day. Thank you very much. Tosin, hope you are good though,
Yes, sir.
because I'm concerned about you. You now you did Python, now you are doing this. Whatever everything that you are learning from here, you should you should make by commercializing whatever you do too. Bye.
Thank you. Yes, sir.